Now we're going to turn to South Korea because Lee Jae-myung has been sworn in as South Korea's president, having won a clear victory in Tuesday's election. During a scaled-down ceremony in Seoul, he promised to revive the economy, reunite the country and restore democracy. So let's cross over to Seoul because my colleague Steve Lai joins us live. Steve, good to see you. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kesha. Yeah, the reason for that scaled-down ceremony that you were talking about was because it came about because of a snap election, an unplanned election that happened because of the removal of the former President Yoon Suk Yeol from office over his attempts to declare martial law back in December. So usually there'd be a 60-day transition period, but there's no such fortune for the President Lee Jae-myung. He's started office today. He was sworn in fact, less than 6 hours after the election commission certified that he was the winner of this election with 49% and the majority, well, not the majority, but the biggest vote in this election. We're going to talk a bit more about what's going to be happening next, and for that I can bring in my guest, Yoon Lim, professor at Konkju National University. Yoon, it's been a busy time here in South Korea with the elections and the speed at which that it's all happened. Not wasting any time, the president has already named some of his cabinet members.
Yes, because as you explained, again, there is no transition period for the sitting president. So he just immediately appointed several key positions. For example, chief of the staff, or the prime minister, or the head of the Korean intelligence service too. We see pretty usual familiar name. For example, former Minister of Unification, Mr. Lee Jae-myung was named for the head of the Korean intelligence service.
And it's important for him to get his cabinet in place and up and running because he has a whole lot of things to start moving on. What do you see as his top priorities?
Well, absolutely. If you think about all this, dynamic, very volatile international situation, definitely the relationship with Washington, I think that this is going to be prioritized more than any other thing. Even though our relationship with the U.S., of course, the alliance is robust. As if I borrow the White House's description, again, the ironclad, nobody will be wondering about that. But however, still we have many important hot issues, such as again the tariff issue, especially on the steel kind of key products of the South Korean economy. So he immediately need to negotiate with this tough again the President Trump. So I think everybody is watching how again the Mr. Lee, again the President Lee, can be handling with all this difficult situation.
Yeah, the economic and the tariff issue is certainly one that he's going to have to be working on. But staying with the United States, it's not just that. There's the security aspects as well. President Trump has talked about wanting South Korea to put in a bit more money in blunt words, a very transactional approach to the relationship.
It's complicating, our relationship can be absolutely complementary. For example, again, the President Trump, his administration is emphasizing the importance of, for example, shipbuilding. Again, the maintenance, all the things, again, that we are very good, and U.S. definitely needs that. So we have many complementarity between the alliance, not only about the military issues, but also those economic issues too. However, we do see kind of potential conflicting interests between the two administrations. For example, energy issue, climate change issue. This, again, the President Lee's government will be more probably progressive in terms of their kind of, again, the policies to handle with the climate change. Whereas, as we all know, President Trump, his administration is more conservative. They already made a kind of U-turn to the fossil fuel. So we'll see, again, the fossil fuel expansion of LNG, exports from U.S.'s point of view, imports from our point of view, can be a kind of, one of the major topics to discuss on.
There's lots of areas for collaboration, and agreement, but lots of things have to be worked out. And now that South Korea has a president in place who was sworn in this morning, they're going to be able to move on those things. Thanks very much, Yoon Lim, there, professor at Konkju National University.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Kesha, it's been a busy day here in South Korea and many more busy days ahead, certainly for President Lee as he looks to get his cabinet in place and take action on a long to-do list that has been growing since the 6 months of turmoil here in South Korea.